The media, or gutter press, which be more apt really, have come out all guns blazing trying to ridicule the Labour Party leader yet again. But are the Conservatives just as dodgy? Theresa May would say not, but wasn't she part of David Cameron's cabinet? Of course she was. So what other dodgy dealings has she been involved with, along with her party? Let's find out. Theresa May says she and her party are for the NHS. She says her party will put more money into the NHS. I say she isn't. At the time of our coalition government in 2010, and some would say the benefit of having a coalition government was really good. Well, a dossier was published by Unite, and it has proved that 71 coalition MPs with links to private healthcare interests voted to sell off our beloved NHS. Many of coalition MPs who voted for the NHS sell-off had links to the very private healthcare companies which stood to profit. According to the dossier, since the Health and Social Care Act passed in 2012, over 70% of tendered contracts have been awarded to the private sector, amounting to over £13 billion worth of NHS services and falling into private hands. The investigation by Unite found that £1.5 billion worth of contracts have been sold off to just 15 private companies. The 71 MPs that are, in my view, a disgrace and should be outed for blatant lying. 64 were Tory and yes, 7 Liberal Democrats, and they included senior coalition figures at the time, Prime Minister David Cameron, Joe Johnson and Nadhim Zahawi, and past and current Health Secretaries Andrew Lansley and Jeremy Hunt, who was only the other day at a hospital thanking doctors and nurses for the work they done in the attacks. How two-faced can you get? But while this vote was apparently taking place, the then Shadow Health Secretary Andrew Lansley received $21,000 to his personal office from John Nash, then chairman of the private healthcare company Care UK. In 2013, 96% of Care UK's business, amounting to over £400 million, came for the NHS. But what about Jeremy Hunt? He is still serving current Health Secretary. Well, he received 2 donations to his constituency office from hedge fund boss Andrew Law, and Andrew Law has donated over £600,000 to the Tories, and his firm holds multi-million pound contracts in healthcare investments. The report goes on to say Len McCluskey, Unite General Secretary, said the sheer scale of this conflict of interest is staggering, but it is the ongoing sale of our NHS that makes this a real scandal for our democracy. In another attempt to ignore the view of people in Britain, David Cameron refused to use his veto and exempt the NHS from the US-EU trade deal called TTIP. What is our NHS though doing in a trade deal with America? This again exposes the government's real plan for the NHS: complete and irreversible privatisation. From lobbying links to investments and in some cases direct donations, scores of coalition MPs who voted for the NHS sell-off had links to the very private healthcare companies which stood to make a massive profit. The report goes on to say 7 Tory MPs have received funding from Robin Crispin Odey, whose hedge fund Odious Asset Management part owns health giant Circle. Aside from running the first fully privatised NHS hospital at Hitchinbrook, Circle have won £120 million contract to run musculoskeletal services in Bedfordshire. Stratford-on-Avon MP Nadhim Zahawi described the Health Act as a brilliant piece of legislation. Zahawi is the non-executive director of recruitment company S3, which has gained at least £2.6 million from the new clinical commissions group created by the Health Act. So no, they are not there to bring the NHS back from almost extinction, and with all these donations going on, they take donations from other people as well. Now, UK law on political donations states individuals can only donate if they're on an electoral register. But a Tory fundraising dinner where it cost £12,000 a table and almost 450 wealthy people attended in 2015, they all had a combined wealth of more than 11 billion. And they received 1.2 million from Russian businessmen. Now you could argue they may have had British citizenship, but again the law states foreign donations are banned under UK law for at least a decade after receiving the citizenship. This is a list of some of the Russian donators. Now the first one is George Piskov, Russian banker and chairman of the board of directors of Unistrum Bank and Protobase Laboratories, a money transfer company. His donations were £17,000, including a £10,000 donation direct to party headquarters in 2012. Lev Mikheev, hedge fund manager, donations £96,000. Now Alexander Temerko, former vice president of oil giant Yukos, Temerko fled Russia and received British citizenship after being charged for fraud. Director of offshore group Newcastle, who specialise in offshore wind and gas and oil platforms, donations, has personally donated £259,000 plus to the Conservative Party, either to the central office or to local associations. OGN has also donated £185,000 plus to the Conservative Party. Now the list is long, way too many to list here, but according to one report, the Conservatives have even in the past accepted a £50,000 election campaign donation from a senior city banker accused of being grossly incompetent by the party's own chairman of the Parliamentary Commission on Banking Standards. The massive donation gives Mr Wilmot Sitwell the membership of the Conservative Leaders Group that had meetings with David Cameron and other senior party figures for meals and drinks. Very nice. Wilmot Sitwell was lambasted by a cross-party parliamentary investigation into banking misconduct for his role in the failure to prevent the manipulation of rates for profit when he was global co-head of UBS Investment Bank. UBS traders, by the way, were deeply involved in fixing finance, leading to a £1.5 billion fine. So, are they party for the people? No. Are they party for the NHS? I'd say no. Someone pointed me in the direction of this short video, Almighty Canine on Twitter. Now this is an 80-year-old lady, and I don't mind saying she does know what she's talking about.
For 60 of my 80 years, I voted for the Conservatives because I believed what the dictionary says about being Conservative. It means looking after and preserving traditional assets. This is not what our Conservative government is doing. What they're doing is selling off everything, but my particular interest is within the NHS. They're disposing of assets whilst they're allowing developers to take over buildings belonging to the NHS. They want to sell Charing Cross Hospital, and it is still on the cards. It's only been yes, it is only excuse me, it's been reprieved to 2021. It has not been saved. I'm sorry, you will not tell me otherwise, because it's not true. I've seen that. What I'd like to know is this. What will you do? Will you stop the NHS from privatisation and revert it back to us, the people who pay for it? Because we don't want privatisation, we don't want the American way of health care, so-called care. We are not Americans, and we don't want to be Americans. So will you stop the NHS?
These people, the media, are scared stiff of Jeremy Corbyn and Labour getting in. Have you seen the papers today? Two, The Sun and the Daily Mail. Chunky Mark on Twitter showed the front cover of the Sun and the Daily Mail. Disgusting. They would do anything to keep Labour out. Even some of the members of Labour early on were out to get Corbyn. Why? Because they want an easy ride. They want financial gains at any cost, and they will do anything to get them. Now, I've started a petition to make the Sun and the Daily Mail accountable for the headlines they place today. Now, the link is below. Go and sign it. It only takes a few minutes, and we have to take back control of our society and our communities, and almost our media. We have to elect someone to be our voice to obtain this control. And there is only one man at the moment that can do that. And that's why they're running scared. Theresa May will blame anyone for her wrongdoings, then accept liability for her faults and the faults of her party. Members of the party under David Cameron during the events I've mentioned are still there, some of them. And we have to stop them. Take the opportunity on Thursday to get your community back. Take pride in where you live. Have a better standard of living. Have a government that is passionate about making it better for us, for me, for you. The Conservatives voted for the privatisation of the NHS, and those did some of the Lib Dems. Yes, the Lib Dems did as well. Theresa May says, who do we trust? I know who I trust, and it isn't Theresa May. What do you think about what I've said in this video? Who do you really trust? Let me and everyone else who views this channel know below and place a comment in the box. I have a message for everyone tomorrow that I'd like you to listen to before you go to vote. I'm going to film it now, but it won't be available till tomorrow. Click subscribe, then on the bell icon so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with that all-important message. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.